Alright, so small clarification before I get into this, because I guess there's a bit of confusion in chat. Tonight on Base Trade TV, 6 p.m. Pacific time, we're having game night. We'll do custom games with viewers/subs get priority. Tomorrow we got the show matches with possibly WCS, but that's a big possibly with a big question mark. And then after that, on Friday, is IEM. You can find all the information on Team Liquid through the calendar, guys, and through various threads. That being said, the tournament we're in, and the one that's the most important at the moment, is of course the EnerJ Cup, spawning here in the top right corner of the map. You know, I just realized, speaking of the top right corner, this is still says 2013. I guess because it's carrying over from the season of 2013. It's like the 2013 finals. But I'll have to talk to these guys about getting a new graphic, if they're going to run more, and if they're going to keep allowing me to cast. But that being said, spawning the top right corner of the map, bringing us to game number 3. Well, actually, he didn't start us, technically did, but still, from Love Your Girlfriend, one of their newest pickups, the Red Protoss player, Ghost.
Love Your Girlfriend must be a scam. What do they get money for all these players?
His opponent in the lower left. That is the voice that I hear in my head when I read those comments, by the way. It is from My Insanity. It's the Blue Protoss with the best Blink Stalkers you've ever seen, Stardust. Small note about Love Your Girlfriend, by the way, guys. I have talked with them. They're looking to put on an event here sometime in the near future to really promote their team a bit more, and I believe I use that same event to introduce this sponsor that everyone's been talking about. I have no real concrete information I can give you, not because I'm trying to be secretive and create like the Illuminati discussion, but I literally don't have more information to give you. It's just a premise that I was contacted about. I said, hell yeah, we'd love to cast it if we can get involved. So you guys may see more on Love Your Girlfriend, but the fact that they're still picking up players amazes me. They've got so many Koreans on their rosters. They got some North American people as well. I mean, I Love Your Girlfriend is really setting themselves up to either be one of the bigger teams here in 2014 with a huge showing, or an ultimate failure. I'm really hoping it's going to be the first of those two options, though, because I'm a big fan of a lot of the people on the team, and of course, Ghost is a player I've been following around the European scene quite a bit. He's a cool dude. One of the funny things about Ghost, by the way, sorry, I should be talking more about the game. We'll talk about that more in a second, as we've been watching the gas counts here. Stardust with a little bit more than his opponent, or a little bit, sorry, a little bit earlier than his opponent, so he gets a little bit more. Anyways, Ghost is a player who has been playing and go for StarCraft all the time. He's one of the few players who actually asks me to cast him. For those who don't know, it's very rare for a player to like go out of their way to ask to be cast. A lot of the times they don't want any sort of lag to interfere with the game. They don't want build orders to be revealed if they can't hide them. And so you don't get a lot of people who actually ask you to cast. But Ghost, for months, has always been like, oh, please cast me. I like Base Trade TV. I like being cast. So he's a really nice guy, and he's very... I think he wants to get known a little bit better, and casting's definitely, being cast constantly is a good way to do that. So hopefully, you know, if he takes this series, he can make a name for himself, because he's definitely been looking to try and make one. Of course, he was hiding out on Alien Invasion for a little while. I think he's still tagged as Alien Invasion on the European server, but that's neither here nor there. Again, the winner of this series goes on to fight Joshi in the semifinals. Top 4 places in this tournament get money. $50 for 4th place, $50 for 3rd place. Not too bad, plus some cans of this EnerJ drink. And, of course, 1st place is $250 and 2nd place is $150. So, of course, you want 1st and 2nd more than 3rd and 4th. But, you know, with the semifinals coming up, as long as you get to the semifinals, you're pretty much guaranteed money one way or another. But I don't know if the Oracle on Stardust is going to work as well this time, because Stalkers are already encroaching on his base. If he starts making a Void Ray, I think that'd be fantastic. He simply does not have the gateways to deal with this initial push. A Photon Overcharge will keep him alive for a little bit longer, but that simply buys him time. The Oracle going across the map. Well, actually not going to go across the map. Stays at home to try and defend. Of course, it adds a lot of damage. It doesn't do bonus damage, but it still adds a lot. Has to be careful. The Stardust is going to lose it to catch him. One of these Stalkers. Is it going to be worth it? He pulls on back. He keeps the Oracle alive, keeps his own Stalker alive, and the Mothership Core. Oh god, this Mothership Core cannot go down. Ghost put down a Time Warp. I think he was still... that was desperation? This was not a newbie move. This was a mistake, absolutely. There's no ground units to catch, but... man, bottom line, 5 Stalkers to 1. No Mothership Core. Photon Overcharge is running, and I believe the Stargate's actually not in range to be covered by it, so he could technically pick this off. Now with 3 Stargates of his own, Stardust does not have Blink this time. It's a very scary, very similar situation to the last game, but with the Oracle going across the map, perhaps can cause some offensive damage, but that's a big perhaps, because there's no guarantee that he's going to be able to do much with this. So many Stalkers here for Ghost, and he's looking quite strong. in this PvP. PvP, of course, a very rough matchup, and it's not easy to get ahead once you're behind, even if it's only slightly like this. But pylons are being targeted and probes are being pulled, prompted to try to depower these gateways. Will actually depower one of the gateways. Oh, that's actually a little bit devastating there for Stardust. Takes out the mothership core, but loses a lot of probes. Oracle going to add some more damage to this fight, but the Stalker count is looking too good for Ghost. I don't think Stardust can pull this back. I'm rooting for him, though. He's the underdog in this weird scenario. He has sent an Oracle across the map, and he's killing a lot of probes, but will that make up the difference? 15 probes to 20. You know, he might be losing the Stalker fight. If he get that pylon back up, he'll have the Warpins, and he'll have the economy to actually take on Ghost. His Mothership Core lived through this. The Overcharge just came back up, and looks like I take it all back. Folks, Stardust should be able to hold this once again. The Oracle's out of energy, but it's racked up 14 kills, and there's no defensive Warpins. Gets another Stalker with that Overcharge, but Ghost simply doesn't have the economy. He might have the gateways, but it's 3 gateways with 1 player who can sustain the economy versus a player who cannot. No, actually, I see sustain the economy. Neither player really has a great economy right now, let's be honest. But once this Overcharge runs out, it gets really scary for Stardust. So now forced to start warping in Zealots. He simply doesn't have the gas to mass warp in Stalkers. Resources lost looking pretty darn even, but again, the workers lost perhaps a little bit more devastating for Ghost in this regard. Despite the fact that Stardust did pull workers, wasn't able to shut these Stalkers down, and it looks like not that many workers end up dying in the end. Keeping a calm head, keeping it cool, try not to preemptively engage this. Mothership Core just kind of hanging out in the back, but I think its damage is going to be necessary this time. Gets on here to the front lines. If a Time Warp can get enough energy, Zealot might be able to connect, but it has to be careful with it. It's so close to getting something done, and I'm trying not to blow my nose right now, guys, because the action is intense. Looks like the Mothership Core goes down. This prompts the probe pull. Will this be enough out of Stardust, though? Again, his economy is the strongest thing going for him. His Stalker count is finally even up. He's actually taking a bit of a lead now, and the Oracle will go back to action in a moment's time. Zealot has been warped in, but it's 3 Stalkers to 3. Will the probe pull be enough? A Zealot being warped in directly on top of the Stalkers of Ghost, and there's trapped, but actually on top of this, actually both players pretty much have no workers at this point. The units they have remaining is all they're going to have, but looks like probes, Zealot, and 1 Stalker should be able to win this game. Goes back to mining right away, and Ghost, he's got nothing at home. He's got 2 probes mining. This Oracle is just waiting for energy. It's licking its chops. Good game is called, and sadly, he'll go out, but Stardust will take the victory and force a team fight, a team kill possibly, in the semifinals.